Before we bring you the big exclusive story, a big story breaking here on India Upfront. News just coming in of a madrasa in Muzaffarnagar flouting the flag code by unfurling the flag on the same post. The flag of the madrasa, the flag of Jamaat-e-Islami on the same flag post as the national flag on Independence Day. When questioned, the supervisor of the madrasa put forward a very strange argument justifying the hoisting of both flags together. The supervisor claimed that it is necessary as the Jamiat-e-Ulema-e-Hind, which is one of the largest political groups of the Muslim community, participated in the freedom struggle, and therefore it has a right to share in the glory on Independence Day. Obviously, the big question of one India, two flags is immediately raised. It's quite clear from them, Islam equals India. I want to go across first to Tanvi Shukla to describe these pictures. And we are being told that this is a violation of the flag code. Now, all of this is happening, of course, in the backdrop of an order that was passed by the Madrasa Board in Uttar Pradesh, asking all madrasas on the 15th of August to display the national tricolor, sing the national anthem, and record the proceedings, record the tribute for posterity. Now I'm asking you, Tanvi, obviously there was resistance because there are sections of the community that don't believe that the nation is supreme.
Yes, and one may ask, Rahul, if this is their way of saying that this is being forced down upon us and we are going to resist in our own ways. But let's just bring those visuals to our viewers one more time and highlight what it is that we saw at this specific location in Muzaffarnagar in Uttar Pradesh on August 15th, Independence Day. There are two flags, Rahul, and we're going to go back to that visual. On top is the tricolor, but on the same pole is the Jamiat Ulema Hind flag, which is also clearly slightly bigger in size than the tricolor itself. On the same pole, you have two different flags. Now, whether this is a grave violation of the flag code, the fine print will tell us. But there is clearly an indication that there is some resistance, and they do want to make a point that for them perhaps something more is bigger than the tricolor here, Rahul.
Absolutely. Let me bring in some constitutional experts as well as Gaurav Bhatia, who is also, of course, a lawyer. But before that, Mr. Subhash Kashyap with us. Mr. Kashyap, now I have got the flag code of India in my hand. Now we go through the various parts of it. Part 1 is the general. Part 2, hosting, display, use of national flag by members of public, private organization, educational institutions, etc. Section 1. And then there is a section 2, and in section 2.2, here it is in my hands, in section 2.2, now what does it say? A member of public, a private organization or an educational institution may hoist, display the national flag on all days and occasions, ceremonial or otherwise, consistent with the dignity and honor of the national flag. Now these are the points that direct you on how you can maintain the dignity and honor of the tricolor. One of the points, and this is very interesting, this is 2.2 clause 3, the flag should not be flown from a single masthead simultaneously with any other flag or flags, i.e. on one pole you cannot have any other flag contending for position with the tricolor. And this is what it says: the flag should not be flown from a single masthead simultaneously with any other flag or flags. This is a big breaking story because this will only fuel the controversy, over the diktat that was issued by the Madrasa Board in Uttar Pradesh, which called upon all madrasas in the state on the 15th of August to fly the flag, the national tricolor. Has that been violated? And is that the reason why a large number of madrasas were opposed to this diktat? Because they don't actually feel any obligation towards either the tricolor or the nation state. I want to first bring in Mr. Subhash Kashyap. Mr. Kashyap, I've explained to you the story. On the face of it, do you see this as a big code violation?
Violation of the code.
Yes.
Also, in the chapter on fundamental duties, part 4A, fundamental duty of...
Now, I think we've got a bad line with you, sir. Fundamental duties, you said part 4A. We're going to look that up, but we're going to reconnect with you. I just want to go straight across to Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia, you're a spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. You hail from Uttar Pradesh. I want to ask you, sir, your opening thoughts on this.
Well, I think Mr. Subhash Kashyap was pointing out to 51A, fundamental duties. And A, it says to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institution, the national flag and the national anthem. So that's fundamental duty of every citizen of the country. And you were referring to clause 2.2 of the Flag Code of India 2002. The essence of the flag code is that the national flag should always be displayed at a place of prominence, and there should be no other flag on the same flagpole. Second, if you look at 2.1, you read 2.2.3, but I want to refer to 2.2.1, which also says whenever the national flag is displayed, it should occupy the position of honor and should be distinctly placed. Now, what they are trying to do, Rahul, another disturbing fact is look at the size of the flag of the organization and look at the size of the national flag. They might have been compelled to also hoist the national flag, but it clearly says this is a case of defiance also. They want to show that we will not obey the law of the land. We will not respect the national flag, which is very, very disturbing because national flag has a special place in every Indian's life. No other flag, no matter what flag it is of any organization, can ever be equated to or can be given the same status as the national flag.
Okay, so you have a considered opinion. Gaurav Bhatia, for a few moments, exchanging his BJP hat with a lawyer's hat, and he is taking us through some of those points. I want to go back to Mr. Subhash Kashyap before I open this out further to Amir Haq, our correspondent, who has obtained these visuals and broken this story. Subhash Kashyap, if you're there with me, your comments, sir. Mr. Kashyap, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Sir, go ahead with your point of view, sir.
I think you are very right that it is definitely violative of the flag code. And I would add it is also violative of the constitutional provision in part 4A, which deals with the fundamental duties of citizens. Part A calls for respect for the national flag as one of the most fundamental duties of every citizen. And so far as the flag code is concerned, as Mr. Gaurav Bhatia referred to how the respect is to be shown, he's perfectly right. And the only exception when other flags can be flown along with the national flag at the same height is when foreign head of state, etc. are visiting, or when there is an international conference. Then the flags of different countries can be flown together.
Let me quickly go across. Okay.
Otherwise, it has to be one flag, national flag only.
Okay, so you've stated your position. I want to bring in Amir Haq and some of our guests on this show also. Amir, first of all, thank you for bringing out this video because it will add today grist to the entire controversy that has gripped the nation for the last 3 or 4 days. Now, Amir, where did this happen? Number one. What was the view that was taken by the clerics or the other administrators of this madrasa?
Well, Rahul, this is on the outskirts of Muzaffarnagar that this madrasa called Darul Uloom Dini Idara exists. And although, this does sound very interesting and strange both at the same time, this perhaps also raises questions on, the government's follow-up on its diktat that it issued on the 3rd of August. The government does have a responsibility of not just, giving orders and issuing circulars, but perhaps also to bring into the mainstream all such madrasa owners and people who are associated with it, who have actually existed on the sidelines, to bring to them into the mainstream and also educate them about the flag code and other such associated rules.
And Amir, why didn't they follow these instructions? They were passed down. Why didn't they follow them? This is, some people will begin to call it a big betrayal. Let me tell you, this will become very quickly communalized. One has to be careful when one is dealing with such stories. But what we're seeing today is a subversion, really, of the dignity of the tricolor and by extension, the nation state.
Well, yes, absolutely. See, Rahul, we spoke to the supervisor of the madrasa, and he gave us the logic that since Jamiat-e-Ulema-Hind had a role to play in the independence of India, he believes, Maulanas, different clerics and Maulanas like Maulana Devbandi and Maulana Madni who were actually instrumental in shaping up this organization around 1919. He believes that they had a role to play in the freedom struggle.
But Amit,
so
did you also ask him
that
one of the roles, one of the political discourses that was sparked by this organization also led to the partition of this country? So yes, we might have thrown off the British, but we also ended up as two nations, India and Pakistan. So, and we know that Pakistan is founded on religion. Now, when you give prominence to your own flag in this capacity and you represent obviously the Muslim faith, you are doing 2 or 3 things, and here are the hard facts, ladies and gentlemen, lest you think that I'm making this up. Number 1, massive poll code violation on the 15th of August by a madrasa that subscribes to the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind. 1. 2, the national tricolor. The national tricolor has been flown in a manner as to undermine the flag code. Number 3, 2.2 clause 1 of the flag code and 2.2 clause 3 of the flag code have been prima facie violated. 3 hard facts that I'm going to now expound on with some of our guests here. Dr. Sambit Patra, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is here with us. Colonel R.S.N. Singh, author and strategic affairs expert. Dr. John Dayal, human rights activist. Dr. T.A. Rahmani, President, Muslim Council of India, is also with us. And so are 2 other gentlemen. Ahmed Ayaz, Secretary, Muslim Law Board, and Majid Haidari, political analyst. Let me first begin with you, sir. Mr. Rahmani, 2 or 3 days ago, when the Madrasa Board in Uttar Pradesh passed an order asking all madrasas to prominently display the tricolor, sing the national anthem, sing paeans to India's freedom fighters, hold patriotic events, and then film them, many people came out and said that this was an attempt at testing the patriotism of India's Muslims. Well, sir, the reverse question can be asked. Is this the reason why perhaps that order was passed, because there are violations, palpable, as these pictures suggest, of what it means really to celebrate India's independence? Dr. T.A. Rahmani.
I will speak only 3 sentences, if you all allow me. This is a very clear-cut case of violation of code of flag code. I'm sure the police must have registered a case, and whosoever did it will be punished as per law. So that must be. Number 2, In Uttar Pradesh, there are at least around 10,000 madrasas. How many such videos could you find? And if only one case, would you say the whole community or the whole madrasa people are the violators and non-patriotic and the traitors and so on? Number 3, I think you don't know the history of Jamiyat Ulama-e-Hind. It was always dead against the partition and making of Pakistan. The whole movement of Jamiyat Ulama-e-Hind was against the partition of the country, and you are telling that they were the instrumental at the last stage for the making of Pakistan. I think you shall correct. Now, and lastly, I want to say I'm opposing the kind of circular which you see the look who is sending, who is
why do you want to oppose
these
it,
kind of directives. The people who never unfurled the national flag, and they want to test our patriotism. Who they are? They always said that they don't believe in the national flag. They don't believe in the national anthem.
Who are you referring
to? They don't
to?
believe in the Constitution of India.
Are you referring to the BJP? Who are you referring to,
RSS
sir?
kind of people are in power. They will test the madrasa people. They will test the madrasa people.
एक मिनट, Adri sir, 1 second. I'm asking one question. Don't start this lynch mob. Every night you want to interfere, start a lynch mob mentality where 5 people will shout. Now just give me 30 seconds, Mr. Adri, please. I think Dr. T.A. Rahmani has made 3 important points. I would like Dr. Sambit Patra to respond to them. Dr. Patra, why don't you go ahead? You heard them.
I mean, Mr. Rahul, I am appalled. I am astonished. There's a madrasa which has done something wrong, gravely wrong, and here we have few panelists almost in the lynch mob style shouting and saying RSS, RSS, RSS. I mean, no one from the RSS or BJP have even spoken a single word. We have a picture of a madrasa and the flag of the particular Islamic organization. And here, the justification is RSS, RSS, RSS. No, you only wanted to speak 3 sentences.
What kind of vocabulary Sambit
You have spoken 5 sentences. Now again, you don't want me to speak.
In a decent words.
Okay. Okay. Now let me please let me complete. Rahul, as you have,
I have spoken.
Sir, lynch mob was used by Rahul Shivshankar for your kind information.
The choice of these words are.
No. Who says you are lynching? No. Who says you are lynching? You are not lynching. You only deflect. You only deflect. Now be calm, sir. Be calm.
Only I have spoken.
Number 1, Rahul.
You are telling me the.
I mean, as far as Rahul, can I speak? This is classical lynch mob technique, Rahul, where you don't allow others to speak. This is a classical lynch mob verbal technique where you don't allow others to speak.
Wow.
Now, can I speak for God's sake?
Why you want to tease those who
No, please go and refer the dictionary. You would know the meaning of what is a classical verbal lynch mob technique. The dictionary will tell you. Or I will send you an email to the effect of the meaning.
And you know very well who are the mob lynchers in the country.
Thank you. Can I speak? Oh my God, Mr. Rahmani, you wanted to speak only 3 sentences. Now you are speaking a paragraph, sir. My God. चोरी ऊपर से सीना जोरी झंडा नहीं फहराएंगे फिर चिल्लाएंगे भी. What kind of mentality is this, Mr. Rahmani?
You try to put names to others.
Don't have an argument. Where do you allow anyone to argue? I mean, you don't have any kind of courtesy.
I can't understand the argument here, sir. There is a palpable violation of the flag code.
Sir.
Now, many people are saying, no, 1 second, Dr. T.A. Rahmani, 1 second. You need to accept facts for what they are. I am not making this up.
Can I speak, Rahul? I need some time to speak.
No, what are you talking about, Dr.
Can I
T.A.
please
Rahmani?
speak,
What are you
Rahul?
saying?
Why do you allow Mr.
Everything
Rahmani
is
to infringe into others'
everything is an
rights?
assault on Islam for you, sir. Have I flown that flag?
He must have.
Has Times Now flown that flag? Has the BJP flown that
Mr.
flag?
Rahmani, my God, Mr. Rahmani is gradually becoming such. Mr.
Why
Rahmani, you are becoming a
an
pain
apologist,
nowadays.
sir,
You don't
for
have
those
any
people who
argument.
don't
You have no
respect the
judgment
motherland?
to justify
I'm asking you a
every wrong
question.
thing. You speak even for the terrorists. This is absolutely wrong, Mr. Rahmani. You are buying only bad repute for yourself by the kind of justifications you have been giving of late. Please allow others to speak, Mr. Rahmani.
Section 5 on misuse. Let me read out Section 5 of misuse. I am going through this. My research team is also going through the flag code as this story has just broken. Let me bring out another violation.
Can I please complete my sentence?
1 minute. Section 5 of the flag code. What does it say? Let's look at it. 3.29, clause 3.29, subclause 3.29. It's on misuse, Section 5. Can the camera focus on this, please? Here it says, The flag shall not be used in any form of advertisement, nor shall an advertising sign be fastened to the pole from which the flag is flown. So you cannot have any other competing, contending instrumentality sharing the same flagpole with the national flag. That's what this says. Now you answer me. John Dayal, Dr. John Dayal.
Can I complete, Rahul?
No, one second, Dr. Patra. Let's ask some
Rahul,
of these people. The other day, these same people were accusing me.
Allow me just 20 seconds, Rahul, and I think.
Let me speak.
No. These same individuals, a large number of them were accusing times now
No one
of
allowed me
siding
to
with
complete my
fascist
20
forces.
seconds also.
Fascist forces we were accused of siding with. Now I'm asking you, will you come out and condemn this violation? Dr.
Yeah.
John Dayal, this is what we see. Do you now believe that the Yogi directive
Why should he?
through the Madrasa board was justified? Because there is a serious concern about the manner in which some individuals in a particular community view national symbols.
I think some communities and some political parties have never liked the national flag. They have always liked other flags. But that is not the issue. This is a violation of the code.
No,
as
that
you
is
have
the issue.
correctly said, no other flag shall be...
It is this cynicism,
no other
sir,
flag shall be flown from the same mast.
It is this cynicism that informs the violation. Violations don't happen because of ignorance. This is deliberate. Colonel RSN, would you say this is deliberate? Or would you say this is ignorance?
No.
Some person doesn't quite know. Come on.
It is ignorance.
No, don't trip it over.
It is ignorance.
It's not ignorance.
It is ignorance.
It's not ignorance. We will just play out the soundbite of the supervisor of this madrasa.
How can you say this is ignorant when the supervisor of the madrasa has already
We will play out the soundbite. It's taking a little bit of time to edit the soundbite and put it out because we've just got this story. We've had to break this story. I was going to lead with another story, very well advertised story, but I want to come out to you, Colonel RSN. Does this justify? I'm only asking a simple question here, a baseline question. Does this justify the orders that were passed by the Madrasa board in Uttar Pradesh asking all madrasas to hoist the national flag on the 15th of August? Or would you still say it was fascist, the imposition?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Why not?
Rahul, who is going? Rahul.
Result of that order issued by the
Rahul. अरे भैया मैं चुप था यार मैं चुप था I just asked who is going to monitor the madrasas, you tell me. Why haven't they?
Why should madrasas be monitored?
That means nobody is monitoring them. And this is purveying a total perverted sense of nationalism, and no wonder Western UP is so radicalized.
Why should madrasas alone? Why
Head
should
of
madrasas
the
alone be
Al-Qaeda in Indian
monitored?
subcontinent,
Every educational institution.
Asim Umar is from that area. He went to Deoband.
No, this is
He went to Deoband, and from Deoband he went to Binori Seminary in Karachi, and then from there he went to POK, and then from there to Haqqani Seminary in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. If you think there is a difference between the madrasas of India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, you are sadly mistaken, sir. You are sadly mistaken. Or ye kya nautanki bana rakha hai? You know, Rahul, for 500 years, 500 years Islam did not have this institution of madrasa. The first madrasa came in 1067.
Madrasa is always there. Madrasa is a school. Madrasa is a school. Madrasa is a school.
Yeah, but it's not a CBSE course. The madrasa system of education is steeped in Islamic education. They are not teaching you to do maths. No, one second. They are not teaching you to do maths at the senior secondary level. They are not mainstreaming education. Doctor, tonight, give up the hypocrisy tonight for a few moments. Law is being violated. Accept the facts for what they are.
How does John Dayal know more about Islam and madrasa than anyone else?
Law has been violated.
Why RSN Singh always...
The law is being violated. No doubt about it.
Okay, one second.
The law is being violated.
Okay, 1 second. Doctor, I am being accused of giving Colonel RSN the platform. So let me bring in...
Rahul, give me a chance to speak.
Ahmed Ayaz.
By all means, give it.
Ahmed Ayaz, tell me.
I am saying for 500 years, Islam did not have madrasas. And after this nautanki is going on...
Please don't talk of Islam.
Madrasas is just a school.
What do you think is taught in the
Police don't bring in Islam, Mr. Arasant Singh. Arasant Singh don't bring Islam,
Science.
It's not Islam. If some individual madrasa has done something, which in your opinion is wrong, as per you are wrong, that does not mean Islam has taught it.
Even you don't have faith in madrasa.
Can I come in, Arasant Singh?
Okay, let him speak. Let him speak.
Come in.
Yes, yes.
Come in.
Yes, make your point, Ahmed Ayaz. Make your point, sir. Make your point.
Basically, I tell you, these issues are coming for last 1 or 2 years. Earlier, everybody had been hosting flags, national flags, individually or collectively by Muslim organizations. Why this development has taken place only for last 1 or 2 years? It is only because the people who themselves are not hosting the flag have been forcing all these things to the Muslims. That's why, to my mind, it's a reaction of that. It is nothing beyond that reaction of that. Very recently,
I'm asking you. 1 minute. I'm going to take a short break on this show. Gentlemen, 1 second. I need to take a very short break on the show. Gentlemen, let me come in here, please. Please. I request you, gentlemen, calm down. Okay, calm down, gentlemen. Let's not lose our rag. Let's be calm. I need to take a short break. 1 second. I want some of our guests tonight to ponder this question. And I want to invite callers. Please be responsible for what you say. Viewers, please be responsible for what you say. We need to be careful. We're going to take a short break. But before that, I want to leave a thought and leave a question for all of us to ponder. Because when we come back, we will ask our guests, Majid Haidari, Dr. John Dayal, Dr. T.A. Rahmani, and obviously Ahmed Ayaz, whether the diktat by the Yogi government was justified or not in the light of what we are seeing. I'm taking a short break. We are back in precisely 3 minutes. Don't go away.
A sensational news break. After a gap of 10 months, it is back on the scanner. A Times Now super exclusive. Breaking on the news hour at 9.
I have a problem with open-ended questions. Questions that allow for obfuscation.
You have not answered any of my questions. You have danced and deflected. Don't make us wear dunce caps, sir.
Questions that don't yield the hard fact.
What would you have had Major Gogoi do? Should he have opened fire? I'm asking you, should he have opened fire? Yes or no?
Because only the absolute fact will clinch the argument.
15 judges have sat in judgment of Pakistan's case. Were you about to commit premeditated murder?
Only airtight questions bring closure.
Here is a meticulous register of payments which goes straight into the Hurriyat office. Is the Hurriyat nothing more but the Dalal of Pakistan?
Why settle for anything less? Demand the absolute hard fact.
No one knows their true metal until it's been tested. Until it emerges from the fiery chasm of experience, as it flows through the true course of credibility. Until it gives form to raw insights, striking every lead with full force on the anvil of journalistic integrity, fortifying your trust with our principles and values. We know our true metal because you've tested it. Times Now. Action begins here.
The Morning News Hour.
We see, we discern, We ask questions.
What has Mr. Rohit Vemula's case got to do with violence by ABVP?
Direct.
Are those people who believe to the contrary of what Gurmehar thinks and believes, are they wrong?
Unbiased.
Why don't our politicians get down and decide first before the courts step in?
Uncompromising.
What is your future Pakistani policy? What is the kind of action you're going to take in terms of economic and trade sanctions?
Because we are your vision. Times now. Action begins here.
You are just bothered of saying Hindu and Muslim. We are not saying Hindu and Muslim. We are saying what's wrong and what's right, sir. When people try and misconstrue and portray a wrong image, you have to call their bluff. Thanks for joining me live.
Our crusader for the people.
We're going to end this debate on the fact that it's crime ki baat. It's not parivar ki baat, it's crime ki baat.
His questions can't be avoided.
She has been...
Welcome back. The hard facts this evening. The big story that we've just broken on India Upfront. The pictures will tell you the story in its entirety. A madrasa on the 15th of August decided to desecrate, really, the national flag. Here are the hard facts, ladies and gentlemen. On the mast pole of this madrasa, one flag, which is the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind flag, was given prominence. On the same masthead, on top, a much smaller tricolor is also waved. The pictures are there on your screens. Visible proof of perhaps why the Yogi government and the Madrasa board in Uttar Pradesh felt it necessary to instruct madrasas to honor the tricolor. That particular diktat led to a huge controversy. For 3 days, various individuals took very polarized positions. Many people described this as the ultimate humiliation, as a patriotic test of Muslims. Now, with this video, that debate is going to be reopened on several counts, which are listed as hard facts, because this video shows how the flag coat, ladies and gentlemen, has been completely violated, justifying perhaps the reasons why the Yogi Adityanath government felt it necessary to pass this diktat. Let's throw this open. Let's throw this open and let me ask our panelists. First, Dr. John Dayal. Dr. John Dayal, would you now say that the Yogi government stands vindicated? Simple, straightforward question.
No. This is an aberration. No. This was a mistake, and the man can be punished. The Yogi order, he can't have looked into the future. The Yogi order was misdirected.
Dr. Patra.
It's not just the Yogi order, sir. Let me come and correct you. Dr. John Dayal, let me correct you over here. Probably you're not aware of the fact that it was first time in September 2015 that a two-judge bench of the Allahabad High Court came out with the order that in fact the then Samajwadi Party government in Uttar Pradesh has to issue a circular through the Madrasa board to all the madrasas which are aided in the state of Uttar Pradesh that they have to unfurl the tricolor respectfully and they have to sing Janagana Mana, because it found after a PIL and after due investigations, after due deliberations, that there were certain madrasas across the state which did not unfurl the flag. It was only extension of this order of the Allahabad High Court which was followed by Yogi Adityanath's government. So the issue is, why would the court of the country
whether this was
not
an
uphold
exception?
The constitution of the country?
We don't know whether this was an exception because several madrasas refused to comply in totality with this order. Now, Ritesh, our first caller, is calling from New Delhi. Now, Ritesh, before you express your views,
I am
1 minute, doctor, 1 second. Before Ritesh expresses his views, he's one of our viewers. Ritesh, I would request you to be extremely responsible, sir, tonight.
Things to say, okay. These are highly anti-national activities and they should not be tolerated at all. Government should take it very seriously. Okay, and another thing, the most important thing is that these are the people who are not able to digest the BJP's victory in national elections.
Okay.
And that's why they are doing each and everything to oppose this government.
Okay, Ritesh, thank you very much for keeping this above hate. You have drawn attention to a violation of the flag code as we have suggested. This only underlines, Dr. T.A. Rahmani, the need perhaps for the Yogi government to have reminded people of their patriotic duty. And I'm sorry, Dr. T.A. Rahmani, that you're making it communal. Dr. Rahmani. मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको? I've asked you a question. Why are you making this communal?
I think, yeah, Abhi, yes. Because I'm not making it communal. Actually, you are making it communal.
Really?
This is the whole responsibility lies on you. You are vitiating the mindset of the people by communalizing such issue, because you are showing one incidence of violation of flag code, but you are not showing the other exemplary things where the people has hoisted the flag while they were drowned, half drowned in the flood waters in Assam, Bihar and Bengal. There are thousands of such pictures circulating all over the social media, but you could not see that. You can punish this man who are ignorant for the flag hoisting, but you cannot give any prize to those who brave to hoist the flag like this.
No, this is not a matter of ignorance.
On your screen, that I am showing you the picture. That these were the conditions, but you will not see these kind of pictures.
Okay, so we are being selective. That's the charge. We are being selective. We are making too much out of one exception.
Let me answer this.
Yeah, Dr. Patra, would you like to answer this? Because many people also thought that your orders were selective, targeted at a minority, and were also overemphasizing a point that need not be emphasized to the Muslim community because they shouldn't be proving their patriotism.
And the same way
Dr. Patra, respond.
Yogi government.
Girish also from Bangalore is with us. I want Dr. Patra first to respond.
Yeah, after Mr. Rahmani has completed his point.
Go ahead.
Yeah. First and foremost, generally I differ from whatever Mr. Rahmani says, but today Mr. Rahmani does have a point, because the pictures which have emerged from Bihar and from Assam, the flood situations, we see, particularly in Assam, that our Muslim brothers are hoisting flag under very difficult situations, and I salute them. Muslim or Hindu, anyone under difficult situation, hoisting the flag, showing the patriotism, nationalism is something which we all have to applaud for. And well, yes, Mr. Rahmani, we are not generalizing. Who is saying that we are calling the Muslims anti-nationals? No. But the radical elements within have to be called. They have to be shown the mirror. And over here we have a madrasa. When I give the example of the Allahabad High Court, naturally the Allahabad High Court knows the constitution of this country. Sir, I did not speak when you were speaking, sir. Please, let's have that amount of dignity. Let's not speak over each other. So naturally, why did the Allahabad High Court give an order about the madrasas only? They had a point of view after due diligence. Secondly, and extremely important, let me tell you, we are discussing all these with a backdrop of some of the events which have happened recently. One such is by one of the tall leaders of Muslim community, particularly belong to the Samajwadi Party, Mavia Ali, recently saying that, look, Islam is first, Hindustan is thereafter. I do not respect Hindustan as much as I respect Islam. Secondly, we had certain Qazis, Maulvis and Maulanas from various madrasas saying that we would rather sing Sare Jahan Se Acha, but we would not sing Jana Gana Mana. Then we had the Vande Mataram controversy also, where the where the Madras High Court in fact had to step in and say that, well, we all have to sing Vande Mataram. So naturally, these are the backgrounds which we always have to keep in view when we are discussing this issue. And let me tell you, this issue is not an aberration. It's not an inadvertently done issue, because as you are pointing out, the supervisor of the madrasa has given a justification.
Independence Day for last 70 years. This is not the first time. Why the first time this controversy has been risen? Just because in President House, Prime Minister House, the Speaker's House, Vice President House, there are some RSS people.
No. Come on. Dr. T.A. Rahmani, stop playing the victim card.
The Allahabad High Court does not have RSS justices.
Victim card will not work tonight. I want to go across to Girish, Bengaluru, our viewer calling in. Girish, go ahead. Be responsible, sir. India is listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Vijay calling from Bangalore.
Vijay from Bangalore. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is literally atrocious. Such things should not be allowed.
Okay, not be allowed.
And strongest action should be taken against the people responsible for this. Nobody has.
If you mind my asking you, sir, Vijay, do you think that the Yogi government was being very insensitive when it passed an order asking madrasas to hoist the flag? Simple question to you.
No, I think it is right.
It was right. Okay, we leave it at that. Okay, we leave it at that. We leave it at that. Thank you very much. That's another viewer, very responsible viewer calling in from Bengaluru, saying he felt nothing was wrong. Majid Hydari, explain.
You don't let me talk on your show.
Aap baat kijiye, sir.
Yeah.
When you are asked a question.
Yeah, Rahul, let me explain. And I hope my volume won't be decreased. Kindly let me speak.
Sir,
the way other panelists are allowed and their volume.
It has never happened. I'll put you on a loudspeaker.
This diktat has been issued. This diktat has... No, sir, kindly. This diktat has been issued with an intention to curb the fundamental right of Muslims. And I'll say you how. There was a concept of fundamental rights in India which was not limited to Hindus alone. So every citizen in India had right to celebrate or not to celebrate, or in whichever way he would like to celebrate the Independence Day. Now what happened in UP was that UP government enforced this law on madrasas and asked them to record the statements. Now once you infringe the fundamental right of a citizen, there's a sense of emergency and there's a state of emergency. And when you get into a state of emergency, you cannot speak of normal laws that a law has been violated with regard to tricolor. That is my point number one. Point number two is that the tricolor was above, so the madrasa has not to be blamed. Point number three,
absolutely
when you
brilliant.
Don't have this kind of
this man is a brilliant lawyer.
Shakhas, why you want to blame Muslims? Shakhas, Karnal Singh was saying about madrasas. Let me say him.
Where did you do your law?
50 years old. When you don't have these laws for shakhas, why you impose these laws on madrasas? Why do Muslims need to prove their identity and their patriotism every day? Who is Yogi Adityanath to ask to Muslims to prove their identity and to prove their patriotic or nationalist sentiment?
Okay.
Yogi Adityanath has no right to do so.
Sir.
Why Muslims being put to this test?
Sir, can I get some reactions to you? Okay,
and
Colonel RSN.
And when these fanatics come to Kashmir, and when these fanatics come to Kashmir with an intention to wave tricolor on Lal Chowk,
but I am sure he has done his law from Kanun-e-Hasan Madrasa, that he says that the Indian national flag is above the other flags, so all is well.
Colonel RSN,
he must have done his law from Kanun-e-Hasan Madrasa.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
No sarcasm, please. Yes.
I'll just call the bluff.
State of emergency.
State of emergency. Yes, absolutely.
Fundamental right. It becomes a state of emergency, at least for the Muslims.
Okay, state of emergency. Okay, state of emergency. Colonel RSN, you are part and parcel of imposing a state of emergency. Respond to him, Colonel RSN.
Upon whom?
Okay, Mr. Hydari, you made a point. You made a big charge. Let him respond.
To get them arrested or to get them labeled that they were waging a war against the nation. The same you did with Afzal Guru. He was hanged. A collective conscience was satisfied for the sake of it. I don't know how.
Oh my God.
This is a deliberate attempt.
Why don't you say the same has been done for Mr. Gilani? Why don't you say Mirwais Umar Farooq is also a saint? Why don't you come out and now give us clean chit and certificate of good conduct to all those ruffians who are constantly killing innocents in Jammu and Kashmir? No, why don't you come here and give us a lecture, sir, on the freedom to throw stones, the freedom to kill innocents, the freedom to fund terror, the freedom to go around flying the ISIS flag, the freedom to spit on India's tricolor. Why don't you talk about those freedoms also? The perversions.
Rahul, can I come in?
Yes, Colonel RSN wants to come in on this point. Now, Majid Hydari, I'll be forced to lower your fader because you just don't stop. You just keep talking.
Rahul.
Yes, go ahead.
Rahul, I'll call the bluff of this man.
Call.
First question I want to ask him is that what is the, again I reiterate this question, what is the difference between a madrasa in India, Pakistan and Bangladesh, right? Including the Wahhabi and Salafi madrasas. Aren't there Deobandi schools in madrasas in Pakistan? Aren't there Barelvi madrasas in Pakistan? One minute. And Mr. Hydari, do you condemn the Chinese? Do you condemn the Chinese for having burqas and beards and Ramzan bans in Xinjiang province? Hydari, answer my question. Do you condemn the banning of burqas, beards in Xinjiang province of China? Bolo na, nahi bologe. Because whatever hurts India, you have made it your religion.
What are you talking about?
Hydri, I ask you a simple question. You law graduate. You are a law graduate. I asked you two simple questions. Tell me, do you condemn the banning of burqas and beards in Xinjiang province of China?
Yes.
I want both these, this Kashmiri and both these Kashmiris, to answer this question. They will not answer.
No, they won't answer. They won't answer that.
I will answer.
Because anything that hurts India is very close to their heart. Because the Pakistani masters will be unhappy.
Okay, one second. We are joined by Nitin Gupta. Nitin Gupta is also calling into this channel. Nitin Gupta is a responsible viewer. He will be responsible when he makes his case. Nitin Gupta ji, go ahead.
Thanks for this comment. And my question is to the panelists who are, debating against the insult of Indian flag. My only question is, do you agree that the Indian flag has been insulted? And are you only arguing on this debate just because it is of madrasa? Aren't we ashamed being an Indian?
Okay, let's get that in. Okay, let's get that question in. Before that, let's listen to the supervisor of the mosque. We have been able to get his reaction. Let's listen to his bizarre logic. Let's listen.
अब हमने देखा कि जो राष्ट्रीय ध्वज लहराया गया है उसके नीचे जमीयत का झंडा भी लगा हुआ है जी। तो क्या ये जो भारतीय कानून जो है, भारतीय गौरव जो भारतीय झंडों को लेकर बनाया गया है, उसके हिसाब से सही है गलत है?
ये जहाँ तक हमारी नॉलेज है तो हमारे भारतीय संविधान के तो ये खिलाफ नहीं है। ये तो हमने बतौर एक मतलब जमीयत उलमा का भी आज़ादी में रोल रहा है। जमीयत उलमा का हमारे जमीयत के जो अकाबिर हैं, मौलाना हुसैन अहमद मदनी, शेख उल हिंद मौलाना महमूद हसन देवबंदी जो जमीयत के बानी हैं, उनकी ज़िंदगी के तकरीबन 10 साल जेल की सलाखों के पीछे गुजरे और सिर्फ आज़ादी के लिए उन्होंने अपनी ज़िंदगी को कुर्बान कर दिया।
Madani Saab, who argued against Allama Iqbal, is the man who is being invoked here to justify why the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind flag should be bigger, dislocating the Indian tricolor. Is that justified? I want to go across to Kancha Ilaya.
Flag. Rahul, please correct yourself. It is not Jamaat-e-Islami flag. It is Jamiyat Ulama Hind flag. Both are different organizations. Please correct.
That is what I'm saying. Please. Sorry. That is what I'm saying. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm slipped up there. Sorry.
Islami is no better.
Yeah, 1 minute. No, please. 1 minute. It's an important point. One must clarify it. Yes. Now I want to come across to you. Kancha Ilaya. Your response to what the cleric has said, sir. Do you think today the Jamaat-e-Islami Hind should be taking equal credit as the nation?
No, Rahul, I think let the discussion be very civilized and let there be no shouting. My opinion is very clear. Whether this Jamaat-e-Ulama or RSS, if they put extreme arguments from one end and another end, a lot of problems will crop up. So the best way is that if the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh wanted to give a circular to every school, whether it is, circular should be common. Now, I agree that madrasa should be treated as schools like any other school, and it should be given funds wherever possible like any other school, and circular should go to all schools including madrasas. If somebody has committed some mistake, properly did not respect the flag or did not follow the national anthem, they can be questioned and they can be punished.
No, but I want to ask you, sir, Kancha Ilaya Saab, which normal private school Which government school would make this error? You tell me, sir. Will they fly their bunting?
There are many normal schools also making the error of not hosting the flags at all.
Okay, normal schools also do it. Normal schools also do it. So it should have been, I don't know, sir. I went to a very normal school and they never made a mistake.
You know, they only
Mr. Elia, this is what
can I come in over here, Rahul? I want to make a quick point.
Have the courage to condemn him.
If somebody is shouting,
Ambedkar observes
I have not come
the allegiance of a Muslim does not rest in his domicile country, in which his but on the faith to which he belongs.
Can I answer Mr. Kanchalaya, please, Rahul?
Okay, gentlemen.
Let's not have all this kind of...
gentlemen.
Can I please come in?
What are you reading from?
Don't make this about Hindus and Muslims. This is about one flag, one nation, please. Sir, I beg you, don't make this communal. Our viewers have more sense than some of the panelists here. Please, our viewers who have called in today patiently.
RSS people the right to shout on your...
Sir, you don't hear the shouting of the other side. You don't hear the shouting of the other side. You only hear the shouting of the RSS. No, 1 minute. Dr. Patra, you have 30 seconds. I'm going to lower the faders all across. Dr. Patra, you have 30 seconds to justify why you believe that the others who are accusing you of setting a patriot test are wrong. 30 seconds. I don't have much more time. 30 seconds.
No, I just gave you the reason. The reason is the Allahabad High Court double justice bench, in fact, had said in 2015 that madrasas have to pass this test. And number two, and very importantly, remember, a mistake committed unintentionally is always pardonable, but a mistake committed with design to demean the nation is something which has to be debated and discussed with zeal.
Actually,
because then only can we save the nation.
Since we believe in hard facts, ignorance is no defense in law. Ignorance is no defense in law. Let that also be put forth. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that much. We'll wrap it up. Navika Kumar waits on the other side. On the news are a big story breaking. Navika, over to you.